Hello friends, I am Chevee. Welcome to my shed. How are you? How is life in your world? How's things where you are? I hope everything is good. I hope that you've had a wonderful day today. I had a pretty darn good day today. I'm trying to get a frame apart. I've never, my teammate brought me this, my coworker, my boss brought me this picture frame, and he was like, how do you get this apart? I don't know. Let's find out. Speaking of work, I want to kind of tell you a little bit about what I'm doing, but I got to be kind of cautious about what I say because it's not it's fun. It's puzzles, lots and lots of puzzles. And if you know anything about me, you'll know that I'm a big, advocate, not advocate. I'm a board gamer and a video gamer, and I love solving puzzles. And the software that I'm working on is a gigantic puzzle. In fact, the person whose frame this, the person this belongs to, is he's been working for my company for, I don't know, like forever, 30 years or 40 years or something like that. And he is the creator of the system that we use to track our work. It's a ticketing system, a work order system, whatever you want to call it, and it is gigantic. He's been working on it for about 20 years now. It's hundreds of thousands, probably millions of lines of code. It's immense, and it's very remarkable in what it can do. And as you can imagine, a product that old that has been built by one developer has a whole lot of technical debt, a whole lot of just, we got to get around this somehow. And so the particular problem that I'm running into right now has to do with the database and how things are tied together. A lot of it is not. A lot of it is only tied together through kind of custom links that have been coded into the database, not using database links or database, foreign keys. And so the last couple of days I've been working on this interesting problem. Is some of these links that are hard coded into a database no longer pertain, to what I'm doing. What I'm doing is building kind of a light version of this software. I say I, but it's a coworker and I. We're teaming up together as kind of we're targeting the 90% user case. Like 90% of our users just open this thing up, read a ticket, maybe type some stuff in and close a ticket, and that's it. That's the major use cases. So we are building like a very stripped down version of this platform, but it's completely being built from the ground up. And because this product is so old and just so, essentially for 20 years, it's just been new features after new features because everybody wants something. Can we do this? And it's been one guy. So he hasn't had time to just go back and clean it up or go back and add in hooks so that an API could run against it. And we're coming at this from, all right, we're going to take a modern framework that is super flexible, but with the data structure that we have, we kind of have to shoehorn it into this framework and then make it work. And I've had to write some very custom regular expressions and such to kind of do that kind of work. And I love it. Like I'm really enjoying the work that I'm doing right now because it's just so almost like it's like being a kid again when there's a problem and there really isn't a solution. I think that's it. I think that's what it comes down to is as a programmer, So much of what you want to do, especially we're just making simple little web apps, simple little CRUD apps as they're called, that do simple little tasks. And those apps they've all been written 100 times over. And ours is just a different spin on it with a different user interface, but it's the same thing over and over and over again. And when you're building stuff like that, it's very easy to just get lost in okay, well, you just build this and move on. And if you hit a snag, you just Google it and you have 1,000 answers. But for this particular puzzle, this ancient code base that I now have to kind of translate to a modern framework, and this ancient database that I have to make sense of, there's no Googling. I can't just Google that. Like, it doesn't exist. So it feels like being a kid again, and in the 80s when I was learning programming and there was no research. I couldn't Google something and figure out how to do it. I had to just figure it out. And often that led to some really funny solutions. And we've come up with a couple of those recently. My coworker came up with one yesterday, and I love it. It's brilliant in its simplicity. It's doing some data magic in a very brute force kind of way. But for what we're dealing with, it's perfectly acceptable. And it's been really fun. It's been just tinkering fun. I enjoy that. I think I like tinkering more than I like most other things. So we're going to keep tinkering. I just wanted to share that. It's been a blast. Solving puzzles is always great. And when you get to do it for your work, it's even better because I'm getting paid to look at something that doesn't make sense on the surface and translate it into something that I can use. That's fun. It's really fun. That's where I'm at right now in my head. Where are you? Let me know in the comments down below. I love hearing from you. You know that. I really, really mean it. Thank you for being here as always. Thank you for liking, commenting, subscribing, being amazing friends, being wonderful people. I really appreciate you, and I will see you tomorrow. Tell me a random fact.
According to Wikipedia, the national anthem of Greece has 158 verses, making it the longest national anthem in the world.
158 verses? How many does the American national anthem have? You can't get Americans to memorize 6 or 8 verses?